We are now ready to dive into some of the other folders on our consistency template to make it unique to your course. So we just did class information. Now we're ready to go onto the parent guardian page. You're more than welcome to edit this folder by hitting the gear and edit to add maybe a graphic image or any information that you would want to put there. So we're going to click this folder to dive into it. As you can see, there are 3 pages already in here. One suggests office hours. One is basic information on your class or maybe different rules or guidelines you have or how you grade. Then we have the district support page embedded in here for you. So this is a great tool for families and students to be able to use. So if I go back to my current PowerSchool page, I can kind of see how I set it up this past year. And I can see I have my contact information, device insurance, I put my data wall. I have a handbook that covers pretty much everything that I would need for my families to know, and my newsletters. So coming back over here, I realize I can probably get rid of this office hours. I can also get rid of my class information because I've created a handbook for my families that's going to already give them all of this in one spot. So I'm going to select Add Materials, but if I do add materials, it's going to add it at the bottom and I have to drag it back up here. So instead I'm going to hit this green dotted line above my district support page, and then I'm going to select Add Page. So in the Add page, I'm going to title it This is Moyer Class Handbook. So in here, I'm going to embed my handbook. So I'm going to do Insert Content, and I'm going to go out to my Google Drive. So within my Google Drive, I am going to have to dive into it to find my content. Unless I know how I titled it, then I can search my Google Drive for that content. So I found my document in my Google Drive. So I'm going to check mark it. I'm going to hit this import and then import embed. So this is an interactive handbook that I created. So I can play around with this and change its size. I want to make sure I set it to display and line. So that way when my families click on this folder, this will be embedded on the page so they can see it right away. So here is the page. And then there is the Google Doc, not the Google Doc, the Google Slide embedded. So the other thing I had was my data wall. So I'm going to come in here and in between these 2 blocks, I'm going to hit this green dotted line again, and I'm going to choose Add Page again. I'm going to call it my data wall, and then I'm going to dive in here back into the Insert Content to find my Google Drive. So this time, I'm pretty sure my document is called Data Wall. So I'm just going to search for data wall, and right there it is. So I'll check it, I'll hit import, I'll select import as embed. I'll kind of drag it around again to change its size. I'll make sure it's set to display inline. And there is my data wall beneath my handbook for my families. So then my families are able to navigate through my data wall. And then underneath it is the district support. So you can continue adding what you need in the parent guardian page. I'm going to go back to the beginning of my template in my sandbox. So I've finished my class information, I've set up my guardian page, then I have my support page. So you might want to add a support to say like tech help or get help. And then we already have the support ed page in here for you. We also have it in Spanish for the families who would need it. This one is set as a new window, so they would have to click it for it to open, where this page is set to display inline, so the content is there for my families. So this is the minimum you have to have in here. If you want more, you may add it. Another idea would be to look at your support page back on PowerSchool. I know a lot of teachers created videos to help them with their classroom layout. So in here would be a great option to add more folders to maybe help organize those videos that would help students navigate your course. Then I'm going to come back to my sandbox. I have my well-being lessons. This summer, there is going to be well-being lessons written for curriculum. And so next year, you're going to be able to have a spot to put them on your page. The minimum you have to have is the well-being folder. How you organize it in that folder is going to be unique to you. So once you start to dive into that content next year, you can start to organize it for what is best for your students, how you do that well-being check-in, and the different ways you build in those brain breaks into your course.